decision-making process. What happens, what goes on? Well, there's two things that happen with the decision-making process. One is the efficiencies. If you don't have a framework, if you don't have a outline, then you're being a little bit less efficient, which brings us into the effectiveness. So if you're making these decisions and you're using the individual who has the ear, the CEO, the loudest person, the one with most influence, or even the person that's most persistent, are you making the most effective decision for the entire organization? Is it the one that has the less risk? Is it the one that considers everything? And chances are, if you don't have a codified process, then you may not be making the most effective decision either. The thing I want you to learn is how to use this framework, and then you could apply this to anything, a C-level, a moving to a company, pay structure, whatever the case may be. Okay, AC. Now I'm going to put in their costs. All right. Now we get to the emotions part. We'll start with you, Chris. So the emotions could be anything that's subjective. It could be anything. The drive. Can't really put it into a part or process. It's just how well does it drive. And you can't do this list of items, this worksheet. You can't do this while you're watching the football game, or when you do this list here. This is the cornerstone. This is the foundation of how you're to make a decision. Let's look at the scores. Look at that, 674 versus 666.